Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. They're just so smug. It's absolutely unreal. Here we go again, listening to all the experts and pundits in the media. These people are so self-satisfied, so convinced that they're smarter, more civilized, and more evolved than the rest of us. It's unbelievable how far these people's heads are shoved up their own behinds. And one thing is blatantly obvious. The modern left-wing elite doesn't just disagree with working-class Americans. They despise you. It's obvious these people don't live in the real world, or at least the world outside of their New York City, Hamptons, LA leftist elitist bubble. These people are so smug, and again, so filled with disdain for regular folk. And boy oh boy is that on full display these days, as the working class is finally having their voice heard through Donald Trump. These arrogant, smug, left-wing elitists are finally showing their true colors. And let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I first want to start off with this clip right over here from Scott Galloway. Just the other day, he was on ABC's The View, and he said this.
It would be hard to think of a more elegant way to reduce prosperity this fast. Let's talk about Apple. The notion was we were going to bring back all those great jobs. The average Apple assembly person in China makes $500 a month. The average Apple employee focusing on more high-value things like design, store management, makes $200,000 a year here. We want to wear Nikes. We don't want to make them. We have outsourced low-wage jobs overseas such that we can create more profits, more investments, and create higher-wage jobs. If these tariffs hold, your iPhone's going to go from $1,000 to $2,300. To make an iPhone in the U.S., it would cost $3,500. As a result, the threats of these tariffs take Apple stock down the value of Walmart in 3 days. If these tariffs hold, 80% of toys under the Christmas tree are from China. So 90% of U.S. households are budget constrained. So we're talking about half the number of toys. We're talking about a destruction in shareholder value such that your parents can't retire as quickly. And we're talking about the entire world rerouting their supply chain around brand America, which quite frankly right now is toxic uncertainty, so they can bypass a series of unpredictable, epileptic, sclerotic decisions where we finally need to acknowledge we have someone at the wheel of the global economy that is blackout drunk right now.
Unfrickin' believable. You know, this right here is the left-wing elitist mindset to a T. We exported your job to China, but don't worry, you could become a software engineer or some ESG consultant with a diversity degree. It's basically the same messaging that we saw when they were killing the coal industry and shutting down oil exploration. Oh, we're sorry, did you lose your job? Well, just learn how to code. It's unbelievable, and it's frankly delusional. These people seriously think that an economy can run on nothing but desk jobs? Give me a break. I mean, the whole notion of a service-based economy is a complete and utter joke. A country cannot survive without a strong, competent workforce. You can't have a society where no one knows how to build anything. Hello? Not everybody can be a white-collar office drone. And not just from a logistics standpoint. I mean, also just from a human standpoint. Not everybody is meant to be an academic. Not everybody thrives in school. And not necessarily just from a competency standpoint, but just when it comes to life choices, not everybody wants to be an academic. Some people are welders, some people are truck drivers, some people farm, HVAC techs, machinists, factory workers, contractors, electricians, plumbers. And thank God for that, because without those people, the entire system would collapse overnight. But these smug elites clearly don't see that, right? No, they look down on the working class like they're obsolete. And Scott Galloway is basically here admitting that he sees the rest of the world as one big slave labor manufacturing base. He's totally fine with American factories being shuttered as long as it boosts the stock market. As long as the corporate elite get more profits and more investments, who cares if thousands of towns across America rot from the inside out? An absolutely disgusting point to make. But clearly he can't see that. No, from his perspective, it's the most intelligent thing he's ever said. We're a service-based economy. Oh, we don't need these jobs. We have Mexicans and Chinese peasants who will do it for us. That is essentially what he is saying. It's just pure snobbery. And speaking of snobbery, out-of-touch left-wing elitists, we've also got this clip from Nia Malika Henderson.
Is it worth it to upend the global economy for HVAC jobs, right? Which is what Howard Lutnick is talking about, that these factories will be largely automated, but then there'll be mechanics who are, I guess, fixing the machines and fixing the robots and the HVAC systems. So they are making big promises. When they can deliver is still an open question.
And yep, once again, my point is proven. The bigger and thicker the glasses, the worse the take, or the smaller the pea brain. She makes the statement, is it really worth it to upend the global economy for HVAC jobs? Really? Is it worth it? You're damn right it's worth it. As if HVAC techs, plumbers, electricians are some kind of burden on society. Are you insane? These people are the reason your buildings don't collapse. They're the reason you have AC in the summer. The reason you don't freeze to death in the winter or melt in the summer. But to Nia Malika, oh, it's just beneath her. Oh, you work in HVAC? You must be some sort of peasant. Yeah, as if it's so much better. What an illustrious career. She's so high and mighty, with her career shilling fake news on CNN. Yeah, you're much more important than the guy keeping the frickin' lights on. Give me a break. Let me say this loud and frickin' clear. There is dignity in hard work. There's value in the trades. And these blue-collar jobs are the backbone of the country. And to be honest, we probably need more, not less. We need less student debt for gender studies degrees or journalism degrees and more trade schools. We need more blue-collar workers, not less. The groceries in your fridge, thank a trucker, thank a farmer. The roof over your head, thank a construction crew. Your toilet flushing, thank a plumber. The heat in your house, thank an HVAC tech. Meanwhile, what does Scott Galloway do? He talks in circles on MSNBC, making an absolute damn fool of himself. No, thank you. I'd take a welder or a steel worker over any of these academic elitists any day of the week. They provide nearly nothing of value. And let's be absolutely real here. Going back to the point that Scott Galloway made, talking about growth and investments, more profits and investments, as if that's the end-all be-all. Look, I like growth, profits, and investment like the next guy, but let's not pretend that endless GDP growth and increasing corporate earnings and all the big multinational corporations that are taking advantage of slave labor overseas, let's not pretend like that makes a better society or a better economy. Sure, the numbers going up, but what does that mean to the average American? It's great for the professionals with big retirement savings. Ooh, Walmart and Amazon stock is going up, selling cheap Chinese crap, but what does that mean for the average American? You know what average American workers care about? Jobs, American jobs, low inflation, affordable gas, high-quality products that last, enough skilled and qualified tradesmen building strong, secure homes at affordable prices that regular people can afford. People want to work, they want to provide, they want a future. But this system, propped up by these kinds of clowns, would rather sell out American workers for a few basis points of economic efficiency. They'll sacrifice dignity, family, stability, entire communities. Just look at Ohio, look at Detroit, just to get cheaper labor from Bangladesh so their favorite multinational corporation can post record earnings while their stock portfolio goes up. It's exactly why this globalist elitist system needs to be rebuilt, reimagined. These people don't build anything, yet they're the ones to reap all the rewards. And while all of this is happening, they sit there and mock the people who build everything, mock the people who break their backs and have thick calluses on their hands. You know, these people wonder why they're losing. They wonder why the Trump mandate is so popular. It's because the agenda speaks to them, not to the Wall Street elite. Drill, baby, drill. Low gas prices. What does that do? Well, it fuels industry. Low inflation policies. Prices are going down, not up. Look at the inflation numbers. Meanwhile, the last 4 years has been endless money printing to fund all the speculation, which benefited, again, the Wall Street elitist asset class. And now this tariff agenda to bring jobs back home to onshore manufacturing jobs. Yeah, surprise, surprise, people want to work. They want to be productive members of society. They want to build and do and produce. But if you listen to these smug elitists, yeah, apparently there's a problem with that. It's just absolutely despicable. But once again, just like I said in the intro, these smug, arrogant leftists are exposing themselves like never before. They're showing their true disdain for the American working class. And let's just say I don't think that's gonna age well. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.